Hey everybody, welcome to our team call. It is June 16th, 2020. Welcome to all of you that are brand new coaches. You made a great decision to get started on the Good Vibe Tribe. You want to get started by practicing your vital behaviors. That's simply to do your program, share your journey, and be proof the products work every single day. To invite, connect, and follow up. This is where the magic happens and where you move the lever on your business forward. So add people to your network daily, start new conversations, invite your friends, family, your coworkers, everyone to join you. Decide on a challenge that you want to run, connect to people, invite them, and follow up. Help those people get results and expand your mindset and ditch self-judgments and self-limitations by digging into personal development. If you're new, you want to become a success starter, you do that by hitting Success Club at least 3 times in your first 6 calendar months. What is Success Club? When you help somebody get started on a challenge path, you get 2 Success Club points. You want to hit at least Success Club 5. That's what we call Success Club. So really it's helping 3 people get started on a challenge pack in a calendar month. Your SE points reset at 0 every single month. So do that 3 times. Within the first 6 months you're a coach, you're going to get into a pilot test group for the next launch group, the next launch program, as well as you're going to get your ticket to Coach Summit 2021. Make sure you're also logging into the Good Vibe Tribe website at goodvibetribecoaches.com so you can get great training from the top coaches on our team. Congratulations to everybody on the Good Vibe Tribe leaderboard this past week. Moira rocks the board again with 1,560 PV, followed closely behind by Shauna, rocking out with over 1,000 PV, 1,091 PV. In the 500 and up club, myself, Megan, Katie, Carrie, Megan, Holmes, Jacqueline, Jennifer, and Courtney. And so many of you in the 300 and up club, lots of names. I'm not going to read you all, but congratulations to you all. If you're new to the team, PV stands for personal volume. And this is really, you want to be on this board. Essentially, personal volume is anything that your customers are purchasing from you, not your team, not your coaches. It's anything that you purchase yourself, but let's be real, it's probably Shakeology or something that's like 90 PV. So it's anything that your customers are purchasing from you. And what makes that important is when you're on this board and you have high PV, it means that you're getting new customers in the door, you have great customer retention, that's where you're getting residual income and you're earning commissions on a weekly basis. So get your booty on this board. Also, our Good Vibe Tribe Success Club board, rocking out here halfway through the month. Moira's at 58, Jill's 28, I'm not 25, that is wrong. I'm 15. Jessica Griffin is 22, Katie's 21, Hannah's 21, Cece's 19, Austin's 18, Shauna's 17, Megan's 17, Kendria's 17, Aaron's at 16, and at 14, Christina, Jolie, Brittany, and Maggie at 13, Lauren and Amity at 12, Karina, Mary Frances, Melina, Jennifer Hines, Sam, and at 11, Angie, 10, Jacqueline, Tara, Rachel, Karina, Lindsay, Kristen, and Jonna, and so many of you in the 5 and up club, already in Success Club, and a handful of you, a big handful of you already at Success Club 2 and 4. You guys have 2 weeks left this month. You can absolutely lock Success Club in. There are so many great rewards that you get with Success Club from if you're hitting it continuously every single month. You're going to be earning your way onto annual trips to the tropics. Next year, we're going to the Maya Riviera. It's right outside Tulum. It's one of my favorite resorts ever. And it's a trip for you +1. And you earn that by helping 3 people a month with a challenge pack, by hitting Success Club every single month. So get yourself in there. There's tons of rewards and prizes. There's tons of recognition. It's also how you're earning income and making an impact in people's lives. I can't remember who all got shouted out last week, but I wanted to make sure to shout out all of you that are achieving Success Starters. So our month 2 Success Starter, Shauna McCoy, month 1 Success Starter, Marla, also a month 1 Success Starter, Jen Cudding and Jody Cormier. Also Gillian, and a month 2 Success Starter is Summer Elias. Congrats to all of you. Again, you want to be a Success Starter. Success Starters earn 25 times more than any other coach. And the reason why is because you get to work at the beginning of your business and you start owning those practices, start seeding your story, start sharing your journey, start inviting people in, and it really catapults your business forward. So if you're dragging your feet a little bit, hopefully the call tonight will help you get out of your way and you can get into action. We also had a Success Club 5 All-Star, Christina Del Toro. Congratulations to you. You're a Success Club 5 All-Star when you hit Success Club 5 or higher every single month consecutively for at least 12 calendar months. And I know Christina's stats, and she's always earning more than Success Club 5, but she did it. Congratulations to you. She's going to get preferred seating at Summit. I think she gets like first dibs on the trips, all sorts of things that come out of that. So make sure you're getting on these boards. We also have women that are climbing the leadership ladder, or rather the road to elite. So the road to elite is a really incredible program that you can learn all about in your Coach Online office. If you look under the Monitor My Business or Grow My Business tab, I think it's under Monitor My Business, you'll see it says Road to Elite. You can learn all about it. But basically, there are 4 different milestones or benchmarks you hit all the way up to elite. It goes team builder, team leader, premier, and elite. And the good thing about understanding the road to elite is that at each benchmark, there are certain criteria that you have to hit to be named a team leader or a team builder, et cetera, et cetera. But the criteria not only is showing that you're building your business for yourself, but it shows that you're creating duplication. So you're building other strong leaders that are duplicating, which is important for building a strong financial business. Also, it's based on volume as well. So it really does help you set your business up for long-term success financially. So I definitely encourage you to dig into the road to elite. So congratulations to Jacqueline, Danielle, and to Christina for climbing up to team builder. Congratulations, you guys. We also have a new premier coach, Ms. Courtney Burton. I couldn't be more excited for her. Courtney joined the team about 3 years ago, maybe 3.5, and she has just been a hustler, man. From day one, she's been like, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to be elite this year. I'm going to be 5-star. I'm going to be 10-star, all the things. She's come with me to leadership. She's set her bar really, really high. And I will tell you, from knowing her really closely, she has had so many things fall in her way that are challenges. There's a lot of goals that she set and didn't meet, just like all of us. But I think it's really easy to see what people are achieving. Like, well, of course, Courtney's awesome on social and she's vibrant and she's bubbly. So of course she's a premier coach. That girl has perseverance and grit. And when she didn't hit her goal, she leaned in harder and she just kept going. Now her team is thriving. Her business is thriving. She's a new mom. She hit premier for the first time. I know she's going to be an elite coach this year. I'm so freaking proud of her. So congratulations to you, Courtney Burton. And then we also have our first elite coach on Good Vibe Tribe. I think Erin Hopkins also hit elite this month as well. It just didn't get shouted out in the team page, and that's where I pull all these from. But Moira hit elite this past month, and she is also in 6-star qualification and became a 5-star diamond coach in her 4th CBC. So let me explain this to you. For those of you that are brand new, right? And you're like, I don't even know what that means. When you're a brand new coach, you're going to sign up your first 2 coaches. You advance your business to Emerald. Actually, I think I might have a photo of it down here. Let's just go right there. Oh, I took it out. You advance your business to Emerald, and then you start duplicating it from there. So once you have 8 coaches on your team and there's an Emerald on each leg, you're a diamond. As a diamond, once you have another diamond on your team, you're a 1-star diamond, okay? When your business hits 2-star, which means that you're a diamond coach, you have 8 people that you've personally sponsored. 1 person on each leg is an Emerald coach. So they have 2 people they've personally sponsored, okay? Actually, I take that back. You're a diamond coach. You have 1 person on each leg that is also a diamond coach. So they have 8 people they have personally sponsored, and they each have Emeralds as well. You are a 2-star diamond. At 2-star diamond, you get to open up another one of you. So what does that mean? Basically, when I opened up my second business center, I signed myself up as another coach. Again, entered my social security number, new email. So I am my own coach in my organization. Moira has done this in her organization at least 4 times, if not 5. She's done it at least 4 times, and each one of her organizations are diamond or multi-star diamond. She's absolutely phenomenal. She's an incredible leader. But this is a goal that a lot of people do in like 2 years' time, and she's just constantly crushing it, and her girls are running with her. I freaking love it. Congratulations to you, Moira and Team Together Rising. June focus, we're only halfway through the month. So remember, the Summer Strong sale goes all month long. That is, you can see it at FAQ 99. If you guys are ever like, where do I find this information? you can go Google, I Google everything. You can look in your coach online office, or you can, if I say the numbers like FAQ 9090, you can type that in, even to Google. You can go Beachbody FAQ 9090 and it'll pull it up. But essentially it's $20 off all of our challenge packs and all of our completion packs. We also have our retention points. So that means that when you're enrolling people with a challenge pack, if they stay on Shakeology next month, you're going to get an additional Success Club point just because they had a retention order. It's an easy way to get Success Club points and to really focus on helping your clients stay connected to their products long term. We've got salted caramel Shakeology launching on June 23rd. That is literally like a week and a couple days. That's one I'm really excited for. And that is going to sell out fast. So definitely if it's like the other ones, and I imagine it is, you cannot order it on HD. They're going to come in boxes of 14. It is vegan. So make sure you get as many as you want, because once it's gone, it's not coming back for maybe a year. Get ready for our Coach Summit Better Together week. In lieu of Coach Summit, since we can't meet up live, we will be doing it virtually. So Team Beachbody will be holding a virtual Coach Summit July 13th through 18th. Throughout the week, you'll get streamed summit programming with main events scheduled on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, including 2 general sessions, a night devoted to the Beachbody Challenge, and our big celebration night. So make sure you download the Summit app to get the most up-to-date information on how you can participate in all the Coach Summit Better Together week activities. And there's a schedule for you. This is in your Coach Online office. So when you're in your Coach Online office, that first page that you land on, if you scroll down, you'll see breaking news and then featured content. So everything I'm showing you here is in there as well. UK, you're going to be happy to find out that they're going to be phasing out of vanilla whey in the UK, and they're going to be transitioning to plant-based vegan vanilla Shakeology. Hey, so that happens. I think vegan Shakeology is going to be there August 11th. We've got muscle burns fat coming out at near the end of July. So know that. You can learn more about that either in your Coach Online office. There is a product toolkit available under the Grow My Business tab. You can also look at the featured content in your Coach Online office. So again, when you log in, you'll see your Success Club points and all the information there. You scroll down, breaking news, featured content. You'll be able to watch the video there. You can also learn all about it on the Beachbody blog. Beachbody blog is phenomenal. It has everything you need, so you can read about it there. All right, tonight's topic, and this isn't a long-winded topic, so we might get through it pretty quick tonight, but that does leave room for those of you who want to share on how you've overcome these same struggles can share as well. But tonight's topic is how to overcome imposter syndrome when coaching while you're struggling on your own health and fitness journey. And I really want you guys to understand, I think it's really easy to get excited, especially if you're a new coach. It's really easy to get excited about coaching and the business, and really easy to drop the ball on your own health and fitness when all of a sudden you've brought this new business onto your plate, you're still ready in life, you've got all these things going on, and you only can wear so many hats and do so much at once. The beautiful thing about being a coach is coaching comes secondary to working on yourself. When you're working on yourself, it's effortless to pay that forward. So just know you don't need to be perfect as a coach. We all fall back into old habits and bad habits and go through dips and ebbs and valleys. All of us. None of us are benign to that, okay? So I just want you to know that coming into that. But here's some questions I have that I really want you to think about, and you might even jot these down. If this is your situation, if you're feeling like I am really struggling to stay accountable to my nutrition, or I'm really struggling to stay accountable to my fitness, or I'm good for a week or off for 2 weeks or whatever it might be, have you clearly defined these things? Number one, have you clearly defined what you want out of your fitness journey, why your results and your outcomes are so important to you? You'll often hear us talk about your why power, or the why that makes you cry. Sometimes we talk about that with your business. But remember, business is secondary to your health and fitness. The business happens organically. Yes, it takes work, but it happens organically and effortlessly when you're focused on yourself. So if you find yourself constantly getting derailed, ask yourself what you want out of your fitness journey. Spend time, meditate on it, close your eyes. Why is it that you want those things? Because if it's just to lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds to look better in a pair of jeans, I can tell you that level of transformation isn't deep enough. Like, it's got to go so far beyond that. It's got to be so deeply rooted. So really sit down and think about why it's so important. Who does it affect? Does it affect your children, your parents, your family? Is there a mission or a cause that you're really passionate about? Is it because of how you grew up, or a struggle or a medical condition you have or have struggled through and want to help educate other people on? So really take time to think about this. Have you clearly defined what your triggers are? When I say triggers, it really goes back to food journaling. Are you food journaling? Are you doing the very basics of your job as a coach? So I'm not even talking about pressing play on a Beachbody workout and drinking Shakeology or following Fixate. I'm talking about the very, very basics. Am I eating clean every single day? Am I food journaling? And yes, of course, ebbs and flows. I have pizza too, right? But am I food journaling every single day? Am I showing up for myself? Am I getting out and getting fresh air? Is my wellness and my health a priority? And when you're food journaling, it really helps you find out where your triggers are. So most people are finding, when they find that they get derailed, it's emotional eating, or it's stress, right? Or it's a plethora of things, but you can learn what your triggers are. So when you're food journaling, you might find out, well, whenever I deprive myself, whenever I drop to plan A, I binge eat, or wherever I'm too strict, or when I don't allow myself to have this or that, I binge, or when I get stressed, which allows you to then backtrack and ask yourself things like, how can I incorporate 10 minutes of meditation into my day at the middle of the day where I need to recalibrate? How can I have a better entry into my home at night before I come home from work? Is it 10 minutes in the car in the parking lot to de-stress and breathe before I walk in and see my family? So really start to learn where your triggers are at. And if you're clearly defining simple things like food journaling, have you clearly defined, or have you asked yourself what you need right now and formed your next group around this? So it's one of the tips that I'll give you to come, and it's something that I constantly do. And it's probably why I'm really passionate about every single one of my groups. So think about what you need in the moment, and then ask yourself if that can be added to the group that you're already working as a layer in that challenge, or something you could start right now. For example, I'm doing a 21-day Summer Strong challenge. Let's say it's day 7 and I just cannot get my booty on track. I'm dragging ass. I can't get it together. And I say to myself, I stop and I go, what do I need? What do I need to get on track? I think what I really need is like a 3-day cleanse, or something that just tightens things up. What a great opportunity to say to the girls that I'm already working with, I'm struggling, and I think what I really need right now is more structure than I already have, and like a little cleanse to shrink my stomach and reboot me. I'm gonna do a 3-day refresh. Great way to upshare it. Or if you really need something in that moment and don't have the time to wait for a 3-day refresh, you could always say, I'm gonna do a quick 3-day Shakeology cleanse, right? So you integrate that into the group you're doing now, or you propose it as the next group. So let's say you have a 3-day refresh on hand, but everybody else does not. This would be a great opportunity to say and announce on social, I've been struggling. I'm on my day 8 of my first 21 days, and I know exactly what I need. I need to do a 3-day reboot. I'm adding it in today. I'm gonna be guiding one next month for anyone that wants to join me. Show it while you're doing it, because you're already starting to sell something. It's 3 days. It doesn't have to be a long group. It can be integrated into any group. So it's a great way to add a layer where you're creating more volume in sales, and also really focusing on the nature of what you truly need in the moment. Have you clearly defined your vision? So your vision for yourself, your vision for your outcome, results, your health and fitness, your lifestyle, how you want to show up every single day, who you want to be. Do you have it written down, and do you read it and meditate on it and visualize it and feel it in your bones every freaking day, right? So a lot of times we talk about vision for your business. Like, are you visualizing where you want to be in 2 years, a year from now, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And working through that process of meditating and visualizing and reading this woman that you're becoming with your business. Well, what about your health? Have you sat down to really think about what you want out of your health in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years? Whether that is something that's very physical to you, relates to your energy levels, relates to your medical records, any of that. you need to take that same sort of heart, whether it's creating a vision board or writing out a story, writing a journal to yourself about the vision for your health. And you need to read that every single day. You need to remind yourself every single day why you wake up and you feel good from the choices you made the night before. You have to remind yourself why you're making those choices. You have to remind yourself why you start pounding water in the morning, right? So you feel good by the end of the day and you have energy to get through the end of the night. So make sure you're doing vision work for your health and fitness. And then also have you clearly define what your role is as a coach and how you want your clients, your customers, or your followers to perceive you and relate to you. So I think it's really easy to get into this imposter syndrome where you're like, gosh, I see what all these other people are doing. So I see like Moira looks amazing. She always looks amazing. Like, of course she's going to attract people. I don't always look like that. My habits fall off. I'm not her, right? That's a story you're telling yourself. Because I know Moira well enough to know, and I know her social well enough to know, she's very open when she falls off track. And what that does is it creates connective tissue and relatability. The more you try to be perfect, the more you try to be something that you aren't, right? The more you try to be fake and something that you aren't, you lose authenticity, you lose connectivity, nobody relates to you, and nobody feels they can do what you do. Because if you say that you are perfect all the time and you are on track all the time, and then you go and invite someone and you go, hey, join my boot camp, I'm so excited, we're doing this, this, and this, and the person is so far from on track that they need some sort of gateway. They need someone that can understand, like, I'm not as regimented as you. Like, I like pizza, or I like hot dogs or corn dogs, or, you know, like, they're not going to feel comfortable in rolling with you because they don't have that connection to that you understand the same pain points. The pain points you feel and what sends you off from being on track with the things that you feel you need to be on track with to be a coach, those are the same pain points that your followers are experiencing. And that's where they're going to form that connection and be like, I want to do this thing with you, right? So ask yourself if you've clearly defined these things. And if you haven't yet, sit down and connect and really write these things down. So just remember, you do not have to look perfect. You do not have to act perfect. Who likes that? Nobody wants perfection, right? We're all imperfectly perfect. You do not have to be anyone other than you. You do not need to look like another fitness person, another coach, another Beachbody coach, another nutrition program person. You don't need to look like anybody but you. You're unique, and that's what makes you stand out. You don't have to share only your fitness or only your nutrition. You certainly should not lie or be fake. If you're just like pretending that you're on track and you're not, that's not relatable. You certainly do not have to talk about Beachbody or a 25 or 30-minute workout or superfoods. There's so many ways to share what you're doing, just sharing health and why you show up every single day to take care of yourself. You do not need to hide the rest of you because that is the best of you. You do not have to have it all figured out. That's the beauty of coaching. Coaching is not about having it all figured out. It's about being on your journey honestly and vulnerably and encouraging others to as well, despite the setbacks. The setbacks will come. In the end, we all have them, but how you respond to them is the impression you leave and the outcome you gain. This is your life, and you're the movie star and the hero of your story. So ask yourself, do you want to be playing the victim? Like, oh, I can't be a good coach because I still need to lose 20 pounds and I can't seem to get on track. Or do you want to show up for yourself and rise up and say, I need to get really clearly defined on why I care so much about my health and why I'm looking for transformation? And do I want to be that person that shows others that I'm the victor of my story, right? It's my own story. I'm the superhero of my story, and I will rise above. And whether somebody relates to the exact pain points you have or not, anyone loves to see progress and growth and change. And everyone loves connection, relatability, and realness. Nobody wants to be around someone who's perfect all the time. It doesn't make them feel good, right? So you don't have to do what's inauthentically you. Always do what's authentically you. So here's a few things that I do when I'm falling off track that really help me get out of the imposter syndrome, okay? Number one, the first thing I always do is ask my heart what it really needs. Like literally take the time to meditate, slow down, and ask myself, what do I need right now to come back to a centered space where I am in charge of my health and wellness? And I choose my plan from there, whether I need to subscribe to how to be is or fixate, or I need to do a 3-day cleanse, or I need to focus on 10-minute workouts, 20-minute workouts, lift 4 because I get 3 rest days, like whatever it is. I ask my heart what it is I really need in that moment. And I'm completely honest and vulnerable, even if I'm running a specific group. If I'm running a 21-day fix challenge and I'm on day 7 and I just cannot like autumn this round for some reason, I will say to my challengers, like, you guys, I have been struggling so hard. I don't know why. I love autumn, but it's just not doing it for me right now. I decided to try Shift Shop the other day, freaking loved it. I'm changing over to Shift Shop. Are you guys happy with the program you're on? If not, connect with me so I can talk to you about some of the other workouts. Because that's the beauty of BOD, right? We have this ability to really match our clients up and to have variety. So if you're feeling a certain way, trust and believe other people are likely feeling that way too. So once I ask my heart what I need, I announce what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and I ask for accountability, and I run a group around it. So just like I mentioned earlier, if I know I need a 3-day refresh and I've decided that, then I'm gonna get on social and I'm gonna say, here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get in my challenge groups and say, here's what I'm doing. This is why I need it. This is how I'm struggling. Is anyone feeling this way too? I would love some accountability partners. And then we set a date to run a group together. Acknowledging how I feel right now versus how I feel at my best. This is a big one for me. You all know how you feel when you're at your absolute best. You know your radiance level, you know your energy level, you know how you wake up happy, you know how you go to bed feeling good in your skin. So if I'm not there in my life, I have to go to that space of vision and meditation and acknowledge how I feel right now and how I feel when I'm at my very best. When I bring my focus back to wellness and what brings me energy and happiness, I allow myself to go to a space where I can revamp wherever I'm doing and pull myself back out. I start with simple things so that I don't overcommit to things at once, because it's really easy to go, well, I'm going to do lift 4, Shakeology, recover, all the things, the water challenge, the sunshine challenge. I'm going to read my PD, right? Like, and all of a sudden you have 2 hours of just commitments that you put on yourself that you just feel overwhelmed by. Start small. I'm going to commit to fixate. I'm going to commit to 2B. I'm going to start incorporating 20 minutes of fitness 4 days a week. I'm going to start having power greens every morning. Or if you've fallen off Shakeology, I'm going to have my Shakeology every single day. So look at what simple routine you can add in that's going to encourage the next right action or habit. So just step into one simple thing. I also check in with my coaches challenge group, meaning my sponsors, right? We all get wrapped up running our own challenge groups or in other sister challenge groups and partner challenge groups we do. And we all have a little community in there. Sometimes when I see the same people day in and day out, I know their habits and I lose some of the motivation and inspiration unless new people are coming in. So for me, that's where I go to sister groups. I go to my upline group, I check in, I see who's in there. I might go to Instagram and start looking at what other personalities are on Instagram that show things I'm really excited by, whether they're recipes, someone else, it doesn't have to be Beachbody person, their weight loss journey. There are many incredible accounts that just show all featured content from all sorts of different accounts, like food things that inspire me. They give me ideas not only to take into my own practice, but then also to use on my social media. For example, if I see a photo of food that I'm like, that looks really simple and really good, I'm going to be inspired to make it to do well for me. I can take a picture and then share it on social and talk about that. I was really struggling. I went down the rabbit hole on Instagram. I saw this amazing photo. I got inspired. I made this lunch. It was so good. Here's how you make it. You're adding value. You're being relatable. You're sharing the experience. So those are all really important things. And generally speaking, what I love about people that I follow on Instagram, the people that are real, they're raw, they're imperfect. They're not trying to like find every perfect angle of their camera. They're just being them. They're just owning who they are. Confidence is king. It doesn't matter how many times you misstep. We all misstep. That is going to happen. So that's really all I had for you guys tonight. I wanted to share with you what I do when I'm feeling that. I had a coach of mine reach out and say, you know, are there any calls on these things? And I wanted to make it really clear that we all have these same setbacks. Nobody is benign to it. But with all that shared, since there is time left on the clock, does anyone have anything that they want to add, or maybe you've experienced this yourself and you found a way that you were able to get back on track? You can just unmute your line and you can share.
I'll go ahead. Not that everybody wants to jump into the ultimate reset, but when I'm really off my game plan, it's like, holy shit, Jen, you got to do something. And it is so straightforward, and I feel so amazing when I'm done with it. It's like, okay, let's just do this. So in the comments, you might have seen that I wrote, holy shit, I need to do the ultimate reset, which I don't necessarily need to do. I actually wrote down, I just need to meal prep, because that will get me going. Because when I don't have things to eat, I could just go down the street and get a pizza, literally. So that's what I've done in the past.
Thanks, Jen. Such a good tip. Meal prepping is like, exactly. Anytime I'm off, if I'm just like, I just need to take time to meal prep, I automatically push myself back to a better space. Such a great tip. Who else has a tip that's helped them out?
I would say for me, I find myself falling on track if I'm not sticking to a specific program. So if I'm like bouncing around trying different workouts, I find my nutrition falls off, and I need strict direction. So that's what works for me.
Thanks for sharing that. And I do want to add too, I know a lot of times when, especially for me, because I do pop around different programs, a lot of women that start with me, they'll be like, I want to do the workouts you're doing. And I make hybrid calendars. And I said this to Jessica too a while back, because she was doing that. She's like, well, I want to follow this one. And I'm like, as a new coach, new coaches, I always say you can play around for a week and try the different programs, but then I want you on a program, because it's too loose. And the hybrid calendars aren't tested. The Beachbody calendars are tested to give you a result when they're paired with their meal plan. If you want a very physical result, if you want to experience what a Beachbody challenge really is, you select a program and you do it from front to back. And it is what really keeps you on track. You've got all the collateral and the fun check boxes to check on the calendars and everything. Such a great tip. Who else wants to share how they get back on track?
I'll share something. Hi, everybody. First of all, Meredith, I remember as a new coach being told to stick to one program, the whole time. And I did that for years and years and years. And then I remember watching you one day and you're like, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to do this other one. I'm like, we can do that? It was so liberating. But after a year of doing programs and sticking to them. But yeah, so I think I agree, new coaches or new to the programs, really try them out, because they are proven and they do work. But something that has helped me be on track is, as a coach, when I'm having conversations with people and then I'm getting feedback from them, I'm on a fitness plan, I need nutrition, then I'll be like, okay, let's do a nutrition group. Because now I have interest, I have people who are wanting nutrition, and I can always dial in my nutrition. So that helps me, is just using my, not objections, but using the conversations that I'm having with my people to drive what I'm inviting to. So that works for me, or it has been lately.
You guys, these tips are awesome. Keep them coming. Who else wants to share?
Well, I'll share something. When I get off my nutrition, in my faith, we usually fast, and I never thought about using that for nutrition, but I realized physically, when I'm off and I fast overnight and just prolong it a little bit more until maybe 11 o'clock, it really helps me just feel detoxified and ready to start all over again. as opposed to trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to just clean eat these next couple of days and get back on track. So just having a nice, clean fast, not in the middle of the day where you're like every hour seems so dreadful, but at night, so that you don't feel it. And then you wake up and you do your program, but not with weights. You do something, like a cardio or something. And when you're ready to eat, you clean eat, and it's just like you said, Jen, a refresh, but without purchasing a refresh.
I'll chime in just for a little tidbit. So one of the things today has just been a day. I don't know. I look a little mess. I feel a little mess, to be honest. But that drives home this point even further, because you all are here, but there's going to be a day when you're like, I don't want to show up. Like, I don't want to lean in. And those are the days that you need it even more, because you guys are giving me life right now. Like, today has been a mess, but just showing up and seeing your faces and leaning into the community space. One of the reasons almost 7 years later that Meredith and I are here is because of you guys. Because when we signed on as coaches, which makes the point of like the best product that we have is the community, is the coaching element of it. That's the best thing. It's not Shakeology. It's not a workout program. It's this right here. And so when you feel like you're like, I'm not my proudest, most jazzy self, trust me, I feel it. That's when you need to show up and lean into the community space, because the sisterhood is what brings you back into that place where you're like, oh no, yeah. I remember why. Like I might be in like the biggest cloud, or life might be a cluster, but I can gain some focus. You might hear something somebody says. It might just be a smile. It might be a bit of recognition. You don't know what it is that you're going to need, but if you give yourself the space to show up and receive that, you're going to lean in. So all of you, I feel like you're already here, but there's going to be a day when you're going to think, you're like, ugh, dude, like I just can't. But trust me, I hope my words ring to you that day. You're like, nope, this means I need to show up even more. And then I want to pair that with the personal development piece. I second everything Mare said, like I usually do, but the personal development element of it all, and like getting back to the why and getting your mind primed. Like if my motivation is starting to wane, it's usually because I'm not prioritizing growth. Like we are human beings that need growth to thrive. And so if you feel like you're stagnant in any area, your motivation is going to wane. So you need to find something that's your inner mechanism saying, it's your little thermostat saying, all right, I'm either too complacent or I fell back and I need to turn up the heat on where I'm going next. And that's going to give you juice to share. It's going to give you motivation and energy and new material to share when you kick yourself up to that next level. So that's all I have to say.
These are awesome. Who else? You guys, you guys are like what Jacqueline said, you guys are literally giving me life. And I know that there's going to be so many people too that listen to this replay. And it's like each one of these tips are so helpful. And, it's like you're speaking to yourself, right? To all of us women that struggle, it's like, what is the one message that is working for you that you can pay forward to them? If you haven't shared yet, please get on and share.
There was one other thing I wanted to say on the topic of like imposter syndrome. Like it used to be said to Mare and I all the time when we started, was like, fake it until you make it, like show up and do it anyway. But that never really like resonated with me. And then Melanie reminded me of a quote that I'd actually come across in personal development. It was like, face it until you make it. Like keep showing up and like putting in the work. And each time you do that, you prove to yourself a little bit more of your confidence. You gain a little bit more of that confidence too. So I know a thing or two about that imposter syndrome thing. And I can tell you from experience that each time I show up and I hold through like a challenge, finish through a week, do a meal prep, complete like things that I have on my list, like each time I'm buying myself another level of confidence and leadership and ownership of this journey. And you can start over at any time because all of us are perfect. It's not something that's ever like we do the challenges, but we're on a health journey. It's not going to end until you're put in the ground. Like, you keep going. And so that evolution is going to have lots of ups and downs. And the more that you can share that and just own that process, the better off you're going to feel and the more confident you're going to become. All right, now I'm really done. Sorry.
All right, can you guys hear me? Thank you. I was going to just ditto on what Jacqueline shared, because I've been feeling that way too. And in our little team, we have partnered up with one other coach, and it's not my coach, but it's just coaches that we're all on the same team. And I find that when I'm having a hard time or falling off track or whatever it is, she and I get on a call. We just, you know, or a text, or just knowing that there's somebody else who may have experienced the same thing or overcame that already and can share some feedback. So I like that, partnering up with people. And then also, I am an academic nerd, so I am always trying to find just things to read and dial in so that I can, you know, like, take care of my own heart. So, and just dittoing again also what Meredith said, finding out what my heart really wants at that time and then running with that. So thank you so much for this call today.
Okay, I'm going to chime in. So I joined the team 5 years ago, and I remember thinking that I was a mess, first of all. Even though I was super interested in wellness, I was a mess. Meredith taught me how to meal prep and kind of changed my life. And I think that sometimes when we look at other people, other coaches, and we think, oh, they just have it together, they're on fire, they know it all, they're not struggling. Even when they're struggling, they're so amazing. And it's not, I think we're seeing their confidence. We're seeing their vulnerability and their accountability, like, publicly. And that's really attractive. It's one of the things that we learn how to do. The more we do this, the more we show up, the more real we get on social. Like, I look back to 2 years ago to my posts compared to, like, what I'm sharing and talking about now, and I'm like, wow, like, I really grew. Okay. And it just keeps going. And so I think that the more we show up and lean into our own struggles in fitness, in life, and the more we are able to, you know, talk about them with ourselves, with our success partners, with our team, with each other, and then with our challengers and on social, the more confident we get in who we are, because who we are is all of the mess. It's a beautiful mess. And when we show up and we talk about those real things, all of a sudden, like, there's no way that we could be an imposter for anything, because we become so beautifully relatable to everybody else's mess. And people are, you know, going to join us because we're just a few steps ahead of them. They're not, like, worlds away from us. We're not worlds. We're just a challenge ahead. And I think that I just wanted to share. Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna jump on here and I'm new, and I have a hard time sharing what you guys are talking about, because I feel like if I tell people, like, oh my gosh, I'm falling off, like, I've had 4 birthdays in a month, and I've been eating cake for like a month, like, totally fallen off my game. But it feels weird to, like, share that. It feels like, why would anybody want to sign up with you if you're still struggling with these things that I know everyone else is struggling with? But I don't know where that balance is, or where it sounds whiny, like, oh, I'm struggling. You know what I mean?
You know, it's easy to have, I was going to say, it was easy to have shame, like, to feel your own shame, because you want to, like, I really want to be this representative that looks like I look like I am a certain way and I do a certain thing. And so you're feeling this own guilt and shame around it. But the reality is, nobody doesn't want to eat cake. Like, I want to go to 4 birthday parties, and I want to eat cake, and I do not want to be put on a program that tells me if I have 4 birthday parties this month that I can't have a piece of cake. So it's actually of your advantage to share that, because people want to do lifestyle programs that they can still get results, that they can feel good, that they can be welcomed into a community, and they don't have to feel like they've got to eat celery and, you know, lemon juice all the time, because that's just right. And that's the thing, is like, these are lifestyle programs. You can have wine, you can have cake, you can have all the things you want. And that's the story you need to start sharing. Not that you have shame around it, because you shouldn't, right? Like, you need to self-assess where that comes from. But I would say, you know, leave the shame. You can even talk about it. Like, I originally thought I was having, you know, I felt like shame around this. And then I realized what a beautiful thing that here I am on this journey. I haven't gained weight this month, or like I gained a couple pounds because we had 4 different parties, but like, it was the best month ever. I was able to jump back on track right afterwards. Like, it's all about like, how is this program keeping you consistent, and how is it helping you long term, not just what you get in 21 days. Because even if you're just starting right now and you're doing a 21 or 30-day challenge or 60 or whatever it is, like, what's going to happen at the end of that 60 days or that 30 days, right? It's like what Jacqueline said, like, the journey doesn't end until you're in the grave. Like, so what? 60 days, I got great results. You know, I had some weeks I went up and some weeks I went down. But at the end of that 60 days, I had to go, well, what's next for me? And once you hit your goal, it's all about like maintenance and lifestyle and health and wellness. And like, that means balance for me. That means I can have pizza, I can have cake, I can have French fries, you know? So I think that's a really great part of your story, to be able to share it with people, and they would be like, well, yeah, I want to do the program you're doing. If you're loving it, you feel better, you're having fun, you love the community, and you can still eat cake, sign me up. Isn't that the saying something like, and I can still have cake? Right? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
have your whatever and eat your cake too. So I'm sorry, Jacqueline, I know you were going to say something and I cut you off.
I was going to say the same thing, like making it livable. With me having 2 kids, like the same thing. Like, I have a lot of moms out there that are like, I have to do something that I have to be able to do with my family, or on the go and eat out. And I'm like, well, this is that plan, because we teach you how to live your life, but in a more healthy way, and take this and adapt it long term so that it's the lifestyle. And there's a funny meme that's like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle program. It's true, it is. It's like, it's true. But that, I think, because you were asking like, how do I share that? You say that, you know, I could go in a shame spiral, or I could recognize that this is a long game. Like, and I am living a lifestyle that's giving me more energy. I'm having workouts that fit into my timeline. Like, I have a meal plan that adjusts so that I can enjoy for birthday parties, because I'm not on a diet. This isn't something I'm going to start and stop like I have in the past, or at least that would be part of my story. Like, I'm not going to start and stop it, because this is something that's changing the way that I have a relationship with food. It's changing the way that I view having a relationship with workouts, you know? So you can you don't have to share that all in one post, but you can definitely layer it into posts. You can share, you know, the per piece of the birthday cake, you know, at the party, and be like, and I'm fully embracing this. I'm not going to turn around and shame spiral myself because I'm living my life, you know, and that appeals to people. It tells them about your story, about the type of coach you are, about the kind of communities you lead, the kind of programs that you have.
And I'll chime in on the birthday cake story, because we've just celebrated birthdays here in our home as well. So for like the last week, I still have cake in my fridge. I have a container of cupcakes, and I have had one every day for the last 3 days, and I still lost weight. And that's because I set myself up prior to, knowing we were having a family barbecue. I still made the veggie platter. I still ate from the veggie platter first so that I could enjoy later on. So I hear you, Alyssa. I've been there before. You can do this. You can do this. Just stick to your plan and know that even if you fall off, you know your way back.
So much love, you guys. And 2, you know, here's something else to think about. And this is where I go in my mind a lot of times. I'm like, well, if I saw someone who was doing that, what would I think? Like, if I saw this girl I was following on Instagram that like, she's on a fitness journey and she's super cute, and like, I just get her vibe and I like following her, and she's eating cake, I'd be like, oh, that's my girl, right? Because like, if I saw that same girl that I was following that's on her fitness journey, and she's at a party and everyone's eating cake and she's there with a glass of water, I'd be like, I don't think I want to do her program. Like, that's not my people, right? So just think about that too. Like, who would you sign up with? I want to sign up with someone who's living a balanced approach to nutrition and is not eating cardboard. So own that. And I think Megan Bowers, did you want to share something? Please do.
Yeah, I was thinking in your sharing, Alyssa, just about the perspective in which you're approaching it from, and how we always have the ability to just broaden our paradigm. And sometimes we get really laser focused and we're in the paradigm of today wasn't a good day because we keep talking about this cake, whatever it might be. Like I didn't hit play on my workout, or I didn't eat all my macros, I didn't eat all my veggies, whatever it was. But if we allow ourselves the ability to just broaden our paradigm, we're in a marathon, we're not in a sprint, and say, okay, well, from the 1 week version or from the 1 month version, how does this fit into that, versus just chunking it down into this tiny, small, minute box many of us are here for. So we're here for the long haul. And how do we react versus respond to these little bumps in the roads, right? Like we can react to them and say, well, the whole program's over, or we can consciously and mindfully respond to it. And that's one thing that I've been living into a lot too, when roadblocks come up, because it's life, we're all lifing, that what is the opportunity here? You know, we always have this choice with mindset, and we can see it as, you know, this thing happened to me, but what also is the opportunity? What can I learn from this? And when we sit with that and we spend time on like all the slides that you were sharing earlier, Meredith, how can we sit with it and be more authentic to ourselves and what our vision is, and learn from it, because it's going to keep coming up. You know, whatever it might be is going to keep coming up again and again and again until we dive into that. And when we allow it to be an opportunity, it can really just be just that. And we're real people, but we're going to keep lifing, and we're going to keep eating cake when we're celebrating our friends or our family or anyone. Nobody's going to stop doing that. And like you said, like that would suck. That wouldn't be living. That wouldn't be lifing. So those are just the things that were kind of popping into my head when you were speaking.
Oh, I love this call so much, you guys. And I really love it when you guys contribute. Sometimes I feel like there's always this like awkward silence where everybody's like, I don't want to say anything, but it's like, but this is what it's about, right? The family, the connectivity, the support to one another. Literally, this is like, it's like my favorite call of the year. I am going to wrap up the call, though. I know just a couple minutes early. I think there was just so much beauty on this call, and I do want to export it and get it up for anyone else that's struggling right now, so that they have these tools and these beautiful words from all of you incredible coaches. I mean, your clients are so freaking lucky to have you. Your coaches are so lucky to have you. You guys, you just filled my heart. So thank you all for getting on the call tonight. I'll have the replay up in a little bit. I love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you on our team call next week. Bye, guys.